everybody, and welcome to Storytime with PJ. We have a new story every Wednesday, and today's story is called Jesus and the Lion's Den. And this is written by Alison Mitchell. I always thought it was Daniel in the Lion's Den. Wonder what this one's about. Jesus in the Lion's Den? Do you think Jesus got thrown into a lion's den? I don't think so. Let's find out. Did you know that the oldest stories in the Bible are a bit like puzzles? If you look very carefully, you can spot some Jesus moments. These are moments when someone in the story is a little bit like Jesus. So this book is all about a really exciting story of Daniel. But what makes it even more exciting is that you can spot Jesus moments in it too. There are lots of lions in this story, but every time you see this special lion, it's a clue that there's a Jesus moment. Are you ready to start the story? Let's begin. Do you have any habits? Maybe you sing in the bath, la 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 la. Or maybe you twiddle your thumbs. Or maybe you stick your finger up your nose. Yuck, that's a gross one. This is a story about Daniel and his habits. It was a great habit, but it was still a habit that got him into a lot of trouble. Daniel knew God, the real king of everyone and everywhere. Daniel loved God very much, so 3 times a day, Daniel knelt down by his window and he prayed. Prayer is talking to God. We can talk to him anytime, anywhere, about anything. What a wonderful habit to have. How could that get anybody into trouble? Daniel worked for Darius, the super powerful king of Babylon. Daniel was so good at his job that the king wanted him to run the whole kingdom. Wow, that's pretty good. Oh, look, there's some lions. Maybe that's what they were talking about. But the other people who worked for the King Darius, didn't like Daniel. And they didn't like God, the God he prayed to. So they decided to get Daniel into trouble with the king. Oh, there's another lion, look. There was just one problem with their plan. Daniel had done nothing wrong. Nothing. But then they thought of something. They could use Daniel's habit to get him into trouble. Daniel's enemies got King Darius to make a new law. It said that for 30 days, no one was allowed to pray to anyone except the king. And if anyone broke the law, they would be thrown into a den full of huge, hungry lions. Not just lions, but hungry lions. Oh no, what would Daniel do? If he obeyed the king of Babylon, he would stay safe. But if he obeyed God, the real king of everyone and everywhere, he would keep praying. And that meant Daniel would be food for the lions. Safety or lion food? Which would Daniel choose? Daniel's enemies crept up to his house and looked up at his window. Daniel was praying. Look, there's another lion. Oh no, Daniel was praying. They caught him. The plan had worked, so they rushed back and told the king. Daniel was about to become lion food. King Darius tried and tried all day to find a way to save Daniel, but he couldn't. Even the king wasn't able to change the law. So when the sun went down, Daniel was taken to the den of huge, hungry lions and thrown in. I hope your God can save you, said the king. Said the lion. A big stone was rolled across the mouth of the den, and everyone went to bed. But the king couldn't sleep. He tossed and turned and tossed and turned all night long. In the morning, he rushed back to the lion's den. Daniel, Daniel, has your God been able to save you from the lions? Asked the king. And then he listened. Did he hear anything? A voice came from the den. Yes, O king, I'm not hurt. God sent his angel to shut the lion's mouth. God saved me because I had done nothing wrong. Daniel was lifted out of the den, and there wasn't even a scratch on him. Daniel had trusted God, and God had saved him. Then, because King Darius was such an important king, he wrote to all the people in all the countries in all the world. And this is what he said. Daniel's God is the living God. He is the real king of everyone and everywhere, now and forever. He saves his people. The end. Oops. Oh, no, it isn't the end. It's time to spot some Jesus moments. Let's look back at the pictures in the book. There were lots of lions in this story, but did you see the special lions? He appears every time there's a Jesus moment in the story. Each Jesus moment is a moment when Daniel is a little bit like Jesus, the Son of God. Did you find all 4 of them? Here's what they mean. There's the first one. Daniel's enemies wanted to get rid of him, so they tried to get him into trouble. It's the same with Jesus. That's what Jesus' enemies did to him too. Here's another one. But in his job, Daniel had done nothing wrong. Nothing. His enemies had to invent a new law to get Daniel into trouble. That's just like Jesus. In his whole life, Jesus had done nothing wrong. Nothing. So his enemies had to tell lies about Jesus to get him into trouble. There's another lion. When Daniel heard about his enemy's plan, he knew he was going to be arrested and thrown into the lions. What did he do? That's right, he prayed. When Jesus knew he was going to be arrested and killed on the cross, what did he do? He prayed too. Did Daniel die in the den of the lions? No, the lions were very hungry and Daniel was as good as dead. But God, the real king of everyone and everywhere, brought Daniel out of the den. That's like Jesus. Did Jesus die on the cross? Yes. Well, kind of yes, but yes. Jesus really was dead, but then God brought the Son out of death. And do you know something amazing? God's promises to bring all of his Son's friends out of death and into life with him too. Can God really do that? Yes, he can. He's done it before. So one day, all of Jesus' friends will live with him forever and ever. And for now, we can enjoy the same habit Daniel did. We can talk to the real king of everyone, everywhere, every day. So that was the story of Jesus in the lion's den. And thanks to Evie and Gemma for lending me this story. See you next time on Storytime with PJ.